So core inflation is up 3.8% year over year. What is core inflation? It's all items less food and energy. This one's the CPI inflation, the consumer price index, right? 3.5%. And then, they break food and energy in its own category, right? So food, 2.2% year over year, while energy was 2.1% year over year. Quick disclaimer, I'm just an average dude. I'm not an economist by any stretch. I just feel with this current economic climate that the average person is just forced to try to understand this and figure this out. Like, what the hell's happening? I have less money in my bank account, right? I'm someone that, with my current career, I'm making the most I've ever made in my life on paper. But after all my expenses, I feel like I have less money in my wallet. And it's just so strange to me. I'm looking at straight from the data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. This is where all the news is pulling their information, right? This is where they get the raw data. Click here on this show table. So all items, 3.5%, right? So food overall, 2.2%. Means, 2.2% more expensive than it was last year. Food at home, 1.2%. Cereals, right? Yay, cereals. Hey, look, dairy and related products went down a little bit. So I hope that the continuing trend, I hope all these start trending downwards. We need it badly. Let's see here. So up 4.2% is food away from home. So like full service meals and snacks, limited service meals and snacks. I don't know if that means like restaurants or anything for going out to eat. I'm not 100% sure. Hopefully someone in the comments section can mention this. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm just trying to figure this out. If you know more, please just comment. Just add to it. Don't just troll. So energy up 2.1%. So fuel oil down 3.7%, but gasoline of all types went up 1.3%. A big one's electricity went up 5% year over year. So it's 5% more expensive today than it was last year. And I think I kind of feel it in my house. I do feel like my electric bill's more. What appeals to me? I'm not using natural gas, I guess, for my like stove, right? That's a gas. So if it goes down, that's nice. All items less food and energy, so like apparel, new vehicles is starting to trend downwards. Good. Cars are way too expensive, man. Used cars negative 2.2%. Good. Keep going down. It's way too expensive. Prices for a new car, some cars are like the same price as it was, almost the same price as my parents' house that they bought way back in the 80s. Like the cars are so expensive today. Let's see. Alcohol beverages, don't know. Shouldn't drink alcohol. Tobacco, damn, 6.8%. A good thing I don't smoke. Shelter, this is a big one that I keep emphasizing. Shelter, 5.7% year over year. So it's 5% more. That's expensive. If you were paying rent for $2,000 a month, it's now $2,100 a month, and it keeps going up, or a little bit more than $2,100. Rent of primary residence, same percent. Owner's equivalent rent of residence, 5.9%, man. It needs to start trending downward. This is ridiculous. Medical care services up 2.1%. Transportation went up 10%. 10.7% to be exact. Wow. Oh, motor vehicle maintenance and repair, 8.2%. Dude, car insurance, 22.2%. F you, man. Like, seriously. Oh, that's so expensive. Just owning a car is so expensive. Holy goodness, are you kidding me? Oh, that's just basically the rundown of what all this is. And this inflation, like, it's really sticky, right? Like, what's the Fed gonna do? I know some people want to get politics like, vote Republican, vote Democrats, but the big reason of inflation is the Federal Reserve. They printed all this money. They kept interest rates so low, and then now they have to do a complete 180, increase the interest rates, make everything more expensive, hoping things crack. Things don't get too expensive over time. Housing's getting too expensive. Cars are getting too expensive. Like, there's just too many things getting too expensive that's out of reach of people. Trying to reverse it. Because, like, some things like, the peak of the inflation, 9% in June of 22. Like, all this here, right, where it started going up, going past 2% here in March 2001 to now, all this needs to get reversed. I know the Fed keeps saying we need to get back to 2%. After that, man, I say, like, let's just hang out at negative 1% for the next, like, 2 years or something. And then go back to 2%. We got to make it actually a little bit more than that. Like, we need this made up. All this here, this area from here to here. Like, we need a lot, all of this to be made up. If it surpassed way beyond 2%, and then we'll go 2%, we declare victory. No, everything's still expensive. It's going at a slower rate, sure, but it's still too expensive. I think we just need to go back a little bit. You know what? Let me contradict myself. I will make this other half of this video political, just for entertainment purposes. Because, although I believe the Feds have the most responsibility of inflation, they started it, they're trying to reverse it. But government does have some responsibility to inflation, especially their spending, right? They don't want to cut spending. And, and they keep increasing spending. So it's crazy. Like, I don't know why they keep doing it. So I have here now. I will admit that I pulled this from Twitter, from a source that's very biased to President Trump. It's called on Twitter Trump Daily Post. So yes, it's very leaning on Trump. And my political background, I don't like any of them. I don't like Republicans or Democrats. They both suck, in my opinion. I'm definitely not going to vote for Biden, but I'm probably not going to vote for Trump either. They both disappoint me. But looking at this chart, this inflation at same point in presidency, same point, so almost 4 years in, right? So energy, saying that Trump, there's no change, but under Biden it was 38%, almost 39%. Gas, was down a little bit under the Trump administration, went up almost 49%, almost half by Biden administration. Which, if I were to look at this objectively, I think what's skewed is that there was a point of time in the Trump administration for like a quick split moment. Gas was the cheapest at like, there was a 1 in front of it. I think it was like $1.79 a gallon or something like that. And then it went back up to what it is today, right? But right now, gas, last time I filled up, it was like $4.10 a gallon. But I felt that before in the Obama administration, right? Gas was that expensive. Maybe the Bush, I don't know. But gas prices, goes up and down. So I can see how it could be skewed that way, like from the lowest point of the Trump administration to the highest point of the Biden administration. So I can see how they can manipulate this. But still, gas is still very expensive. And from what I understand, like, didn't Biden deplete the reserves for fuel to get gas prices down? Because it's almost election season, right? So that's people's thoughts of what gas is, because if you didn't deplete the reserves, gas would be way more expensive. I could be wrong. Correct me. Go ahead and comment. Natural gas, apparently it was in the negatives with Trump. It's it's almost 27% under the Biden administration. Groceries, they admit that it went up a little bit above the inflation rate of 2%. At 3.3% for groceries. But however, in comparison to Biden, it's still way higher at 21.1%. Eggs were cheaper under Trump, at negative 3.6%. Eggs cost 49.3% under Biden. I gotta admit, eggs are expensive. I don't remember eggs being expensive, but last time I've been going to the grocery store, I'm like, dude, it keeps going up in price. So I think that's fair for me, just emotionally, right? going to the grocery store, buying what I need, like eggs. I buy a lot of eggs. I'm like, whoa, eggs cost more. They keep going up in price, so that makes sense. I mean, they have gone down over time, but remember when eggs was like crazy at one point in time? I mean, it still is. Who am I joking? Milk. Me personally, I dropped down my milk consumption, but yeah, it still has gone up. Chicken has. And I buy a lot of chicken, so I admit that. Chicken was like a cheap thing you get. But now, just regular chicken at the grocery store has gone up in price. 23.9% in let's say the last 4 years. I say so. Transportation, it was 2.3% under Trump. Now it's 32.5% under Biden. So the transportation is like airfare, public transportation, used cars. I mean, used cars prices gone up like crazy. So yeah, I believe that. Public transportation, I have not used public transportation in a very long time. But for the people who need it, that sucks. When you're just trying to go to work and you have to pay that toll and it costs more to go to work, that's so frustrating. Airfare, yeah, flying. I have definitely personally felt this. I remember the last plane ticket I got, just regular coach, nothing special. I looked at the price, I was like, are you serious? It's so expensive. I think that's enough venting though. I'm starting to get pissed. But yeah, feel free to comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I do read the comments. Please hit like and subscribe, especially if you made it this far in the video. I think I deserve a sub. And until next time, take care.